Can you hear me? I think everything should be fine. We are in the beautiful sunshine weather Sienna Street. As you see, the walking tours or Segway tours in Krakow, just in the such magic street. And behind me, the monastery of Dominicans. But I'm waiting for the, we say, regular viewers, like heygoers also, because I announced that term of my live streaming on heygo. On the heygo is not no more, it's just Google Calendar. And in the Google Calendar, we've got the such special events like live streams. And today morning I decided, hello, our return location, just say, how are you? As you see, Magic Krakow. Krakow would be also spot of the international games. Just in the I pin your message up, minus TV, and I put also you as the moderator, as a managing moderators. Winterland Vlogs, hello, how are you? Just that we're waiting for the group. I give you also position as the moderator. Yes, and enjoy Krakow as you see. The temperature about plus 15 degrees Celsius. It's not so very hot. You see the bike tours in Krakow, but also walking tours, Segway tours, still a lot. And I've got a gap between two groups. Instead of relaxing or chillaxing, I want to share the information about the Krakow. As you see, the secret capital city of Poland. Krakow was the capital city till 16th century. And then relocated capital to Warsaw, but we are just, still a much more relaxing city. You don't feel, atmosphere of the hard work, such name. We're getting, of course, direction the main market square. I tell you nice view, and I give you the nice view around the most beautiful market square in Europe. The main market square. Just look at this around. What is the big containers there, and the such restaurant crowded. Obviously, we've got the Thursday. It's very crowded. Have a look. Here the containers. Of course, marathon coming, and marathon runners needed the such objects like a Yes Toy, for instance. That's interesting. That's a classical 42 kilometers run. And just we taking special corner that is less popular, because always I do the such snooping tours. There was always live streams for heygo, that I always look for any secret corners of Krakow. As you see, the tourist groups guided, even with dog. Dog is as the guide, as a funny idea. And then I turned to the street that is just the so-called road to the Santiago de Compostela, like a Saint James route. Always pilgrimage there preceding that east-west tour. But where is the located Krakow? There's some people that are first time on the such live stream. Krakow is the South Poland and the former capital city of Poland. We've got also royal coronations. Is the Wawel Hill. There's just over 38 coronations. And let's go to the most historical corners, because Krakow is the 1,000 years old and not destroyed, in the Second World War. That's like a first mass magic thing. Hello, Satyam. This is just my still regular viewers. You see the 15 people in the house, and have a look. That is such corner. They're showing mixture of the architecture in Krakow. That is the biggest treasure. The St. Mary Basilica is called like a Krakow Notre Dame. The 800 years old. The bricks are over 800 years old. Hello, Kola. And if you see the such constellation, we're standing over the former cemetery, and there was like a catacombs relocated to other place. And in one moment we're getting to the main market square, like a grand plaza. And then you see Art Nouveau style, Gothic, Renaissance. The typical for Krakow is the patchwork, the mixture of the styles. Poland, we have of course the country Poland. We didn't have such money like Czech kingdom or Germany or Hungary to destroy the old styles. We did the patchwork. That is look at this, the such main gain of the Krakow architecture. That is such big thanks, Rose and Harriet. The such mixture of styles, and that makes it very colorful and always impressive. And that is unforgettable, always impression such form. You know, I did for the heygo tours, longer tours. That tour is just like an overview, the most important corner. That is like a visit card of Krakow. Look at this. Here is sitting the Krakow student. We say Jacques. In one moment you see him better. We're going round. Żacy, that was the students of Krakow Academy. That is the copy of the figure of the famous architect and just the main carver of Krakow, Master Weitstoss. They make the world famous altar in the St. Mary Basilica. Look at this. As such fountain is called the pigeon fountain, but we don't see now the pigeons. Krakow has got the over 1,400,000 people and over 150,000 students and 40,000 pigeons. The pigeons are also calculated. Yes, okay, and I think the people, they're gathering still, 14 people in the house, and look at this. That is the most catching attention corner, because I want to focusing around the oldest shopping mall of Europe, the cloth halls in the middle of the Grand Plaza. They called the Rynek Główny as the main ring. The Rynek, there was the ring road around, and in the middle over 100 small markets. And the most, of course, important, the owner of the king was there were cloth halls as the oldest shopping mall of Europe. On the first floor was the exchange chamber for the cloth makers, and ground floor for elephants, camels, horses, as such changing. But look at this. There is still now there's a little preparing for the marathon. Marathon should be at the weekend. We've got the just not the full sunshine weather. I saw in the winter was not a lot of sunshine. And that's such spring is still cool. Then we got the overview of the most beautiful hotel. There was just in the luxurious before war Hotel de Dresde at the French architect Etienne Humbert constructed transformed the such facade. And that is the piece of the most beautiful street in Krakow, Florian Street, that direction. The next time we walking more, now is the commercial bank on that place. We see all around the souvenirs with the dragons. Dragon is the symbol of Krakow. That was the legend. The such ferocious dragon ate the cows, sheep and virgins. And there was the big trouble for the king. And the king organized competition. The Krakowians started to find the method. And was the very clever taxidermist shoemaker Dratewko. He killed a sheep. From the sheep fell, constructed the mock, filled with the sulfur and pepper, and gave for the breakfast. It was having beautiful breakfast, but then got the big stomach sensations, came up to the river Vistula, and there was the Krakow or Big Bang. That's why the such tradition of the such. But look at this behind, such chillaxing moment of Krakowians and visitors, a lot of British visitors. If somebody asked, is the Krakow safe? Extremely safe. You could travel to Krakow easiest way, the different private lines, but mainly from the UK in Krakow. That's just the still. Obvious today I've got also Norwegian group, Canadians, US Americans also there. And then have a look in the main market square. We could notice there like a little Louvre, the skylight from the underground museum. Under us is the museum, and 5 centuries ago we would stay 5 meters lower. That is the old level of the market. And then you see the layers of the streets such transforming. And as I said about the pigeons, I tell you one legend that is the very funny. There was the prince from Silesia, get enough gold, but not permission of the king and to get the crown. He had to walk to Pope and they get the permission. And there was one rule: he had to spend. There was the miracle, and his knights were turned into pigeons. And was one rule: he shouldn't spend any zloty on the way. He came to Pope. They got the permission, but in the Czech kingdom was the nice tavern. He drank some beer and came drunk to Krakow. As such a tradition of the pigeons. Look at this: the people they taking pigeons as just on the hands. They feeding with corn. That's just always the tradition to feeding Krakow pigeons. We say gołąb. And behind you see again the mixture of the Krakow architecture. There's still the corner such Art Nouveau, then Renaissance, and even elements of Baroque appeared. They're making such colorful impression of Krakow. Oh, you see that corner on that part. If you got the, oh, thank you, that's just, there's the symbol of Krakow like a Venice, but the Krakow is very special. We are not, as you see, not crowded city like Prague, for instance, or Venice. Here is just much more friendly with the space. By the way, thank you for supporting my channel. I got just the 7 dear supporters. You have to click the join and then you became member. It's about the $1.50 or so per month, but it's very important. And we see also the big motivation, to do more live streamings and staying in touch. That's why they very, very appreciate if somebody want, supporting the channel. Of course, subscriptions also. But the heygo company just collapsed, and the live streams I'm going to do on the on the YouTube as now. But today is the little gap between groups. That's why let me being short with information. Over there you see the smallest church in the area, the St. Adalbert. They're so small, pretty. And look at this, the colorful facades of houses. And the Mickiewicz, just the pigeon sitting on his head, the Polish Shakespeare. He died in France, was buried in the Montmartre, but then was just the idea of taking his body to Krakow, and was the official funeral on the Wawel. That was such. And look at this, we're getting to the most transparent corner. Oh, big things, Cynthia. Oh, there's just you see, my heart is laughing as always if something. But Cynthia, just let me make you a few the moderator or so. But big thanks for any kind of support. Now I tell you why the towers are different, because people are first time. Some of the first time see me as a Tom guide, Krakow guide for 20 years. You see the 2 different towers. There was the competition between 2 brothers. That was in 13th century. Each of them wanted to build a higher tower. Older brother built a higher tower, the slim, but they couldn't be higher, and he killed his brother secretly. Then they got the money of Mayor of Krakow, but after a few years he got a big pricks of conscience, climbing the higher tower, opening the window, and said to all Krakowians, "I am guilty of killing of my brother." Took a knife, stabbing at his stomach, harakiri, and jump on the market square. But look at this, the 2 different towers. Look at this, now is the most magic cafe, Cukiernia Noworolski, Art Nouveau style. The people got the heater because we've got the chilly weather. It's not like Asia, we got the temperature about the plus 15 degrees, but it's the wind chill factor low. And look at this, now in the higher quality, you got the enjoying people cafe and the symbol of Krakow. That symbol would be on the European Games. They're coming up in June. There would be tennis here in the main market square. That such symbol, they would be shown all around the world. Over 100,000 sportsmen arrived to Krakow as the big event coming up in Krakow. Olympics. But in one moment, you see the knife of the brother Mort. Yes, thank you, Rose. And have a look here at National Museum, and then just the supporting the Ukrainian. And here the knife of brother Mort. Of course, we should believe is the brother killing Mort, but it's also the other symbol of the Magdeburg law in Krakow. That was the very special law for the thieves. They tried to steal something in the cloth holes. There was the cut one ear. If the crime repeated, the other ear, the nose, the marking cross on the, or the in Krakow letter C on the forehead, because C is Krakowia, C, Krakowia, and then fifth time pushed out on the city and hanged on the gallows. That's very shameful crime. Look at this, what's going on here for the shopping. Of course, ladies, please be short, because I know that's lasting hours if somebody starts the shopping. I always don't like with the groups if the people want to do shopping, because then I'm waiting and waiting. There's 54 stalls. Thank you, Andy. Big thanks. Appreciate. I'm between groups, very short, but enjoy again the Krakow Magic Amber. Of course, mainly amber is the gold of the Baltic Sea. And the cloth halls that they are open 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. The Krakow congregation of the merchants, there's just the owners, and very nice thing. Yes, the always magic, warm place, friendly, and we see extremely safe. You look like this, the people just shopping. I got the opinion of people for they traveled West Europe and say, no, Krakow is absolutely safety city. You see the completely, social distance, everything fine. Of course. Hello, amigo. And then I show you the interesting magic sign here. Is there like a central point of Krakow, the main market square marked here, and here the cloth halls. And that was the put on the 50th anniversary of the location of Krakow after Magdeburg law. But there are many people walking here, unconscious what's going on here. There's also Astrolabium of Copernicus. There's a little sign over there. You see that's here Copernicus sign. But you could take also a postcard 3-1 for the Rafael Oliveira. Perfect. That's my time is shortly limited, but I promise that we will got just the Google Calendar, I prepared much more fresh the earlier I planned such live streaming that you could enjoy. I always prefer the spontaneous matters. Spontaneous always matters are always the sometimes just the best. I do such crazy tours on the Segway or bike tours or walking tours in Krakow, and there's a lot of active. And just on the way, I show you the interesting performance that is also very spontaneous. The people, they want to watch that, such boys that watching. What is the, okay. But this day, because, of course, I forgot on the live stream, if you coming close to the such music, my live stream would be stopped because of the YouTube rules. That's why they always live stream we've had out of the such music that is the background music. That is also very important. That's why let me escape from the loud music that is the pop song. And behind again the cloth halls with the letter S. Sigismund the Old had the wife from Italy, Bona Sforza. She arrived to Krakow with famous Italian architects. That's why Krakow is just mixture. As you see behind me, Germans, they took Gothic, is the German style, Gothic style, Renaissance Italians, and French behind me, classical style. That's why the full mixture. You see crowded restaurants, but enough space that always you could find the 2 or 3 tables. That is not so like in, say, other tourist traps. That's why there's just always enjoy Krakow. Okay, just a big thanks for the such short coming with to me with the such short live stream. I think that would just I would inform the always on my Google Calendar. John Wright has got the such calendar for heygoers. But for my Asian friends, if you got the, of course, notification bell up, you would be immediately informed. That's why, especially big hugs to my heygoers. I still missing such tours, but we transforming heygo into YouTube live stream, and all the best to all my friends, and stay in touch and see you again in the Krakow spots. Just I promise that just always minimum once a week, but I think earlier right on the heygo group there's just we do much with intensity higher, if you like, but you know it's not normal work, a lot of groups in Krakow, that's why just stay in touch. Big thanks again for my sponsor for donations, and just see you again in the next tours in Magic Krakow. All the best to you and yours.